Hey everybody, I'm Joey. Welcome to Create with Joey's class today, online class. We are going to have some fun making some beautiful cards together today. If you're watching me on YouTube, welcome. I hope that you'll subscribe to my channel if you like the video you're seeing. And if you're watching on Facebook, I'd love for you to follow and like my page. I am trying to grow and that really helps me and I just really appreciate it. Also, on YouTube, if you would give me a thumbs up, that's kind of how the algorithm works well. And also, I'd love for you to comment, either on Facebook or YouTube. I should be live in both places. Oh, I'm not even showing you my face. Oh, you know, technology is probably going to be one of those mornings. But welcome again, and I'm happy you're here. And I was starting to say, if you're watching on YouTube, and I would appreciate it if you give me a thumbs up if you like the video and subscribe. And let's comment. Let me know you're here. Even if you're watching replay, I'd love to see your comments and have you say hello. I'm a few minutes early. This is not my normal day. Today is Friday, April 4th. On my Facebook and hopefully both the YouTube and Facebook pages. And I'm normally not live on Fridays. It's usually Wednesday at 12:30 Central Time. So anyway, it might take a few minutes. What I'm trying to say is it might take a few minutes for people to find me on both those channels. So make sure you come on and say hi. All right, let me point you down to my workspace and we'll get started with some crafty things here. I have to click on this little button. This is I know there's a lot of glaring lights on this. This was my project last week for my Stampin Friends competition. It's a thankful garden. Tried to get rid of some of that glare. Well, that's not helping. Thankful garden. This is an 8x8 sampler. So this was a sampler I bought on Amazon, and mine came 4 in a pack because I was making multiple gifts with this size. But buying 4 in a pack was only about $5 for the frame, and then all I did was use that. It's not Thankful Garden designer paper. It is Lovely Garden designer series paper for the background, and then Thankful Garden for the all the flowers and leaves and everything. So I'll be sending the PDF tutorial for this to my newsletter subscribers. So if you aren't subscribed yet, make sure you do. There should be a link in the video description at the end of my live today. If it isn't there, I'll post it there. So just a little heads up on that. And then Thankful Garden is also my Be Creative Club featured products this month. So if you're interested in that, just message me and I'll give you more details on that. Okay. Now let's get to the cards we're going to make today. Today, I have a lot to share with you because there's a lot going on with Stampin' Up. So we're going to use, this is our main focus today. So the Faith Collection stamps and the dies. This is a fairly inexpensive bundle. Let me bring up I have a way to bring up my screen to show you what this is. See if that'll bring it up. There we go. Faith Collection Bundle. This is the number, and then it's $36.75, which is, if you are a stamper, you know that that's a pretty good price. Now, okay, where was I going with this? There is an Easter greeting. We're going to make an Easter card today, and then we're going to use all of these images, almost all of these images, for three other cards of encouragement. So I hope you'll stick with me for that. What I started to say is there is a lot on sale. So we're using that today. Well, there's a lot that's being on the last chance list. So I'm also combining that set today with the Memorable Blooms dies, not the stamps, but the dies, because I haven't used these yet and they're so pretty, and I wanted to make sure that I brought them to your attention. These are not discounted, but they are on the last chance list. So let me bring that up as well. Let me close out the Faith Collection. And there we go. So that's the number. It's $55.75 for all these dies and then all these stamps. Here's the number also on the stamp set if you want to just take a screenshot. All right, so I just wanted to let you know we're going to use those today. I'll show you how to use them. We're using some other retiring products that are discounted, and I'll just let you know what those are as we go along. So let's go ahead and get started. Well, one more housekeeping thing. So this is my class to go. I do these normally weekly, although lately I have done some other projects rather than a class to go. But this week, you will get the supplies for all 4 cards. Also, you'll get 1/4 of a pack of the 2024-2026 in color paper. I'll have it all wrapped up in a pretty package like that for you so it's not messy. Now this is not this class obviously, but this is how my kits go. So I put a picture of it, tell you what it is that's in your packet, and then as I said, this one was one of my last club kits. They got additional paper and supplies too, but I just wanted to show you. And then each card is packed in its own package, so it comes very neatly organized for you, so you can keep it all together. And if you don't have time to make it right away, you can put it in your to-do pile, and then it's all ready to go when you're ready. So that's how they come. This is free with a $60 order this week through Sunday, so it's going to be a shorter time than normal. Let me bring up the host code. So the host code is, whoops, I didn't mean to make that bigger. What happened? Oh my gosh. You know, sometimes, let's see if we can, yeah, let's make that smaller. We don't need it that, well, what the heck? I'm trying to just move it down. All right, it doesn't want to move down. Oh, for Pete's sake. I don't know. Well, it doesn't matter. Welcome to Joey and her adventures with technology. And sometimes adventures in stamping too, but that is the host code through Sunday night to get the kits, card kits, also the PDF, a detailed PDF tutorial with close-up pictures, step-by-step directions, all the supplies I used. So additional pictures if you need it, like for the funk fold that we're doing today. So that all comes as a thank you for your order with you using the host code. So let's go ahead and dive into these cards. Let's start with this one. This one is using, again, the Memorable Blooms dies, and I have done quite a bit of this already. So this die cuts out, let me see if I can get back to my sample here. Let me bring this back. So this is the way this works. If you work these, if you die cut these both together, this is what you get. Can't see that very well. So what I did for this card though is I just simply cut out this one without the fancy flowers in the middle. And then this, I don't know if you can see it, but it has stitched edging on it. So that's not going to show on this Night of Navy paper, but I wonder if you can, yeah, there you can see it pretty well. So it's so pretty. It not only puts stitching on the inside, whatever you're cutting out, like this has the stitching on it. See if you can see it. Oops. Everything's backwards on the camera. There we go. So you can see the stitching around it. And then this too. So this alone for me was worth the price of admission for this die, but of course there's a lot more dies that come with it. So we're going to use this beautiful leaf today. And what else are we using? And then these are the dies that are also in the bundle, but we're not using the stamps in the bundle today. This is on a last chance list, so it, as I said, it's not discounted, but it is leaving whenever the supplies sell out. So let me go ahead. I'm going to try one more time to bring down this. There we go. That's better. Goodness gracious, that was kind of a hot mess there. Okay, let's go ahead and make this card. I also used for this card a pack of paper called Everyday Skies. This is, let me give you a little heads up on that. This is the most beautiful paper. This is not on the last chance list. I'm thankful for that. It is, and so it is full price. That's the number on it. And we're going to use one of these patterns today. See if you can see everything here. There's so many gorgeous colors in this. So I have used it for a lot of things, but I thought it was perfect for the Easter card. So let's go ahead and get started with this card. You will get, along with your quarter of a pack of the in color paper, you'll also get one of these designs it'll go with the Night of Navy, whichever design you get, but there's quite a few that go with the Night of Navy to make this card so that you have everything for this card. Okay, let's go ahead and I have quite a bit done on this. Let's see what all I do have done. Looks like, did I cut out the cross? I'm looking through my bits here. I must not have cut out the cross, but you know what? I do have one cut, and we'll be cutting it out. Oh, I did cut out one. Okay, so there we go. I do have some of this we're going to do on screen so you can see how to make it, and some of it we're just going to do a little bit of it. This card is 4 1/4 by 5. 4 1/4 by 11, and I scored it at 5 1/2. So this is your card base. This is basic white thick. And then what we're going to do is put this whole sheet, I cut it down to 4 1/4 by 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Yep. So it's going to cover the whole front of the card. Usually I leave a little bit of a border around the card, but I decided I was going to cover it all because I wanted the this panel to be a little bit smaller and to have the sky go around the edges. So for this, it's, as I said, I cut this out with the Memorable Blooms die, that big one, and then I ran it through the embossing folder, the Timber 3D embossing folder. Now this is on sale. If you don't have this, I highly recommend you have it. Everyone should have a wood grain. It's a wood grain timber. You can see it pretty well there. And it was $11. It is now $5.50. So if you don't have this, make sure you write this down and get it on your order because you don't want to miss this. Alrighty, it's so good for masculine cards, for seasonal cards, for rustic cards, and we're using it for an Easter card. Okay, this little tiny bit of white shows here, so I'm gonna grab. Sometimes it is tricky to get these lined up perfectly. I don't really want that little tiny piece of white, so I'm gonna see if I can cut this. This is a trimmer that Stampin' Up offered as a joining special not too long ago. I want to make sure this is straight. It's no longer available, but it cuts out those tiny little edges so well that I really like it. See how tiny that is for something like this. You might have a small tabletop trimmer, something like that, that you could use for something like that. Okay, now let's go ahead and put this Night of Navy panel on. For this one, I'm going to use quite a bit of, or I shouldn't say quite a bit, quite a few dimensionals. So let's go ahead, and I know you can't see the stitching. You probably can't even really see the pattern of the embossing folder, but it really adds a lot to this card. I'm going to put quite a few dimensionals on here because I want this to be lifted up. Actually, it looks like I did not do that to my original card, but that's okay. I think it'll look nice bumped up with dimensionals. Maybe one more. And then a tip I use is to take your pick tool and go ahead and take these off like this. It makes it pretty fast. Today we are having a cloudy, rainy day. I'm in Lincoln, Nebraska. I don't think I probably shared that earlier, but we are in the Midwest, and we've This is the rain. I shouldn't call it it's not called officially the rainy season, but it is the rainy season. Okay, I want to get this pretty much squared up. There we go. Like that. Then let's go ahead, and this is a die again from the, it got a little bit bent up, from the Memorable Blooms. As I said, we're supplementing with this today just to bring your attention to it mainly, and because I did not expect it to retire this soon, so I hadn't used it, and I thought, well, we have to use this. I'm just rolling up mini glue dots here. You could use adhesive, what's it called? Adhesive sheets, that's what they're called. And run this through on an adhesive sheet when you die cut it, and then it makes it a sticker. But I don't really like everything to be all pasted down, so I'm kind of just judiciously putting these down. So let's go ahead and I'm going to put this we're going to put a ribbon around this, so I have to put this I want it to come into the sky but not take over the sky. So I'm going to kind of put it right on the end. I'm going to angle it a little bit like that. So there we go. I'm going to take the crosshair I've already die cut. Now actually I did die cut one. I've forgotten about it, that I used that same wood grain. I know it's not going to show with the white. Well, there you can see it just a little bit. And since I already have it cut, I think I will use it here on the card. Just because as I said, I didn't do it on my original one. Now I already have the PDF, which I want this side. This is the back. I want the in the PDF it won't give that instruction, but because it's already done. All right, let's go ahead with that. Well, maybe two little ones on the outside here, just to give it a little more stability. This little bundle was not on my radar. In fact, I totally missed it. It's in the online store. I don't think it's in the spring mini catalog. Let me grab that quick. I don't think so, or I really missed it. Let me double check this. This mini catalog is just to bring your attention to it. It's coming to an end. Let's look up card embellishment stamps. What is this called? Faith Collection. Yeah, so it's an online exclusive. I will show you though the Memorable Blooms. Let's take just a quick peek at that so you can see that in the catalog. By the way, if you don't have an annual catalog, here it is. You can see here they cut out the whole thing with the two dies together, and here they just cut out the opening like I did for this one. But that's on page 50 if you're looking for it in your catalog. But this Faith Collection is not in your catalog, and when I saw some cards popping up with it and some projects, did I get all these? No. I thought, oh my gosh, I love that with the cross, and it has an Easter greeting, so I added it right to my order. I'm going to kind of keep this to the side here, like so. And then let's wrap around our ribbon and get that done. For this, I am using the Pretty in Pink ribbon. I don't know. I totally debated about not putting ribbon on this card. I don't know if it... I mean, it is a serious card, but then we see pink and Night of Navy all the time. I love pink and Night of Navy for spring. But I guess I just didn't want to... Does the ribbon make light of the fact that this is about Easter? Hopefully not. I don't think so, really. So I did go ahead with it. But you definitely could leave the bow off, especially if you don't love tying bows. Okay, there we go. This ribbon is coming back. All the in color ribbon for 2024-26. It's all in the new catalog. But I think what I started to say and didn't finish it is if you don't have a catalog coming, you don't have a demonstrator, let me know and I'll see that you can get a catalog. All right, now this little tiny die, this is out of the Countryside Corners dies, and these are on sale, and I have crafted so many projects with these, both cards and 3D projects. They were $28. They're now $19.60, and I took this little tiny die here. I used both of these smaller dies today, but that's a little tiny one, and I cut out this Melon Mambo. Oh, two. I probably cut out two so that if I mucked it up, I had another one. I had another one to try it with. It's pretty skinny, but since these stamps are photopolymer, we're just going to give it the old college try. So he is Risen, Knight of Navy ink on Melon Mambo cardstock. I just love how this card came together. I'm not looking at your comments, so I will, though, I promise. I'm going to get this started. They don't pop up on my software like they do when I'm on Facebook. I do see some thumbs up and I see some hearts, so thank you for those, you guys. That's so nice. It's very encouraging to me when I come on my video and you comment and you give thumbs up and hearts. All of that is very encouraging because I do spend a lot of time on my projects to hope that you are finding something fun and enjoyable, both if you're an advanced stamper or a beginning stamper. Now this card is a little more involved if you're a beginning stamper. It's definitely not hard. You can definitely make this if you're a beginner. There are some steps to it for sure. Let's take off these backings, but not too bad. Again, I did quite a bit of it ahead of time, but they're all easy steps. Let's go ahead and put our little greeting about right here, and let's get some gems. Now, you guys, these are the in color shimmer gems. These are the colors as we're using today that are continuing for another year, but these gems are not. So they were $8.50. Now they're on sale for $7.65. You can take a screenshot there if you need to get the number on that. Okay, there we go. Let's go ahead and put some gems on this one. And let's do these light pink ones. Kind of hard to tell on the screen what color they are. Let me move better into the picture. I'm going to put one here, and the purple and the pink are pretty close, but oh, I think I did actually use purple on my other card. That's right. We'll go ahead and use pink on this one. Then I put one on the cross to show. So he is Risen. I think that's really pretty. And I'm going to leave the inside blank and put Happy Easter on it a little bit later. Anyway, so that's card number one. What do you think of that? Here's my original. They're pretty much alike, other than this one doesn't have the embossed Timber 3D embossing folder. All right, let me go ahead and get some parts out for card number two. We're going to switch over in card number two to a new color, but it's in the same color family as all the in colors. So it is, let's put these aside so we have them later. We're going to work with, on this one, Shy Shamrock. I just love Shy Shamrock for spring, and I love all the colors. I also love it with Knight of Navy. So let me get all my bits out here. Now, this one we are going to die cut, so you can see that if you have not watched die cutting, then you will know how to do it. So let's set this aside for a moment. Let's see here. I should have. Guess I don't have. Just talking to myself. All right, we need a die from these dies. These are also on sale, and I use these all the time in my crafting. I'm going to be a little bit lost without them, but these are called the Something Fancy dies. Look at all these labels. There's big ones, there's little ones, there's little flowers, leaves. This is just such a perfect set of label dies. These are discontinuing. This whole stamp set is, this whole bundle is discontinuing. Now the dies are on sale. They were $28. This is the number 160416. They were $28. They're now, oh wait a minute. Oops, I said that wrong. So the stamps are not on sale. That's the stamp number 160416 for 23. The dies are on sale. They were 28. They're now 22, and the number for the dies is 160424. And if you're interested in those, make sure you look up. I did not look up to see if this bundle price was less than those two together. When actually, I think this is no longer a bundle, so never mind, because it's past the time that it was a bundle. So it's past the original publication. So I think they're all separate. We need some scrap paper here. Let's put this off to the side, and then let's do some stamping. So for this, I'm using the Shy Shamrock. I'm using the palm frond. I'm calling this a palm frond. I think that's what it is supposed to be. And then I'm going to show you kind of an idea that's real easy. You can do this with any of your dies. I'm going to go ahead and ink this up, and then let's stamp this kind of across the top like so. I'm going to stamp first, and then we're going to die cut the cross out of our stamped images, and it makes kind of a cool effect. I thought it was really pretty. A friend of mine did this on a card, and I thought, oh, I think that's going to be really cool with the cross. So let's do that. Now we'll cut out the cross and the label. So let me grab those dies. Let's get those out. These are all the dies that come with this bundle that we're focused on. Now this bundle, the Faith Collection bundle, is not discontinued. In fact, it was, I think, released with the latest online exclusives that somehow I totally missed. So we need this, but it is current. I looked at still, it's available right now. It's not out of stock right now. Then let me grab a little piece of scrap paper, and let's get this all cut out. So hang on a second. Let me get my die cutting machine. Now I'm going to be really close to the camera, so I apologize for that. My phone may not focus being that close, but we'll give it a try. You can at least kind of tell what I'm doing. So now I'm going to cut this cross out, kind of the middle of my paper, making sure it's straight. Hopefully that's pretty straight. Let's go there. I don't know. I didn't get those. Well, it doesn't matter where your stamped images are, although I'm having trouble getting that lined up. Come on. It keeps moving. Do you ever do that when you're trying to line it up and then it keeps moving? And then we just need a label. Okay, let's go ahead and then we'll do our stamping. Let's go ahead and cut this out. And hopefully that doesn't move. I think we did pretty good. I will check my comments. Since they don't pop up, I just haven't. Now we're going to use both of these now to make this image. Only I'm going to pop this one up. I'll show you how we're going to do that. And then this is our label for our greeting. So now I think we have everything cut for this. I'm going to put this little cross aside. All right. Things get kind of haywire on Facebook Live. I don't know why. Things just get everywhere because I'm trying to not waste your time and get all the cards in. Making 4 cards for a Facebook Live is it is maybe a lot too. I don't know. If you like long videos, let me know, because this is going to be a long one. All right, let's go ahead and put our card together, most of it. So this is, I used the Distress Tile Embossing Folder on the Shy Shamrock panel. Now this one is also, oh, did I say Distress Tile? That's what I meant to say. 3D EF Embossing Folder. It was $10. It is marked down $1. This is one of my all-time favorite dies. If you want to get the screenshot of this to get the number of it. I love this die. I was so sad to see that they're discontinuing it because I love it. I've used it for so many things. It just gives, you know, an interesting background on pretty much any kind of a card. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and put this. Our cardstock base is 4 1/4 by 11, and I folded it at 5 1/4. Then I took some of our Designer Series paper from the stack of the In Color Designer Series paper that's retiring. The colors, again, if you just popped on, the colors are not retiring, but the DS Designer Series paper is, and the gems that we're using today. I just want to make sure you see everything. Now, this is from the Metallics embossing folder. We also, or not embossing folder, Metallics specialty paper. Oh, what am I doing? That's not what I wanted to do. All right, so I want to pop this up. Let's go back to dimensionals. It's from a set of 3 colors of metallic paper. So there's a gold and kind of a silverish and kind of a gray, I think. I think these are in the main catalog, the main annual catalog that is retiring soon. Actually at the end of this month, so the new catalog starts. We're going to square this up. So our DSP is at an angle, but we're going to try and square this up. So I'm looking all around, trying to get it straight on the top and the bottom. Let me raise this up just a little bit, like so. But this metallic paper is textured. I know you can't really see that, but it adds just a little bit more interest. Now we're going to cover most of it up except for the cross. Let me put this a little more dimensionals here. Is going to be offset just a little bit so that the gold shows through. I'll show you how. Again, this is easy. If you're a beginning stamper, you can make this card. It's very easy. And if you're an advanced stamper, it gives you a little bit of a technique that's kind of fun and kind of different. Okay, now we could leave it like that. It's pretty like that. But if we bring in our little cross that we also stamped, let's put dimensionals on this. For this, I think I'll use mini dimensionals just because I want to position this cross just a little bit to the right of the cross that we already die cut out of the background. So I want the edges to be pretty free and not have the dimensional go all the way to the edge. There we go with that. Then let's take those off. And now I'm just going to slightly offset this so that that gold shows a little bit more. And my palm fronds are still pretty much going to line up. I think it will still. Oh, you know what? I did not put dimensionals on. Okay, we need to make change here. We need this to pop up more. So when you do yours, don't put dimensionals on the white. And that's because we want these to really pop up. So what I'm going to do is a little trick here. If that happens to you, all you need to do is go back and put 2 on. So you're going to stick into my fingers. So so that'll pop it up higher than your, and that's kind of important on this one because that was kind of the whole point. But I'm sticking these right on top of the dimensionals we already have down there. And that's going to make the cross pop up better. So as I said, do as I say, not as I did, and don't pop up your white one. When I'm kind of jibber-jabbering, I'm trying to just keep visiting with you as I'm crafting. So I get myself distracted sometimes. It wouldn't be one of Joey's videos if I didn't do something messed up. Okay, now this is going to show better. We're going to take this a little tiny bit to the right. We still want this to look like it's coming up here. Just a teensy bit off, but so that that gold really shows. So can you see? Doesn't that look pretty? I thought that really turned out pretty. Okay, let's go ahead and get the greeting on. We'll just do some stamping. And God is love. As I said at the beginning, this stamp set is so good for just cards of encouragement as well. You don't have to use it for Easter, but it's really nice to have an Easter greeting. Let me just pop this on here. Again, Shy Shamrock ink. And let's clean our stamp off. And then we're going to make a bow. Let's get this on our card and some gems. And then this card is done as well. Let's go ahead and... Well, I keep pulling the wrong one out. I think this one we'll use the fatter ones on. Kind of feeling where those dimensionals are on the back of this because I don't want to put any more on here. I've already got this pretty popped up. Let's go ahead and put a little tape there. And then we'll put this just a little bit to the right. Now, it would also be pretty to do your label in, let's see, there we go. Oh, yep, well, we'll make that good. I was going to maybe move it to the right a little bit, but it's fine. All right, do you ever have this happen? This is the end of this twine. So this is called gold twisted thread. This is also leaving. This has been so popular. I gotta find the end here. But I have a mess, but I didn't take the time to unravel everything because I'm at the end of this. So I figured it wasn't worth the time it would take, at least right at the moment when I found I had such a big mess. But I just put it back in the bag like this. Here's our little bow. This is just so pretty. It came, I mean, it was coordinated with that Hearts of Elegance. I think that's what it was called. Suite of products. I think it was. I think that's what I used it with. Let's go ahead and put this little bow. I'm kind of squeezing that mini glue dot so it doesn't stick to anything other than just the bow and the card. Let's go ahead and just put this right there. And there is that card. I think this would be a nice encouragement for anyone. Now this card, on this one, I used the peach gems to kind of bring in the gold, but I'm not sure it really did bring in the gold. So I'm going to go with, these are not Shy Shamrock, but I don't know. There's no contrast with that, is there? So let's go ahead with the peach. It'll be fine. Put these up here. And it adds some interest. You don't have to match everything in your card making, but that's one of the reasons I love Stampin' Up so much, because everything matches. The markers match the paper, match the ink, match the embellishments. Everything is coordinated, so you don't have to worry that you don't have the right red to go with your paper or your ink, whatever you're trying to make. Okay, so there we go. Card number 2 with the gold. All right, let's keep moving here. I'm going to go to card number 3. Now this one is a fun fold card, and I don't have anything on the inside, but I think I will put God is Love on the inside of this one. This is a real easy fun fold, so again, if you're a beginner, you can make this. This is 8.5 by 4 1/4, and I scored it at 5.5, so that's the basis of our card. This goes like this. like that. So now what I'm going to do is take my designer series paper. This paper is, I think I'll use that side. Did I use that in any? I don't think I used the leafy side in any of my, oh, I did in my next one. All right, we'll go with this, the stripes. This paper is 2 3/4 by 4. Let's go with this side. Oh, I don't know. Oh, let's just do it. Now, in your pack, your thank you pack, card kit for all of these cards, as I said, you'll get 1/4 of a pack of this designer series paper. So you might want to switch out what I'm doing for something different, and they'll all coordinate because that's what they're meant to do. This is a piece of, think for a minute, Shy Shamrock that is 3 by 8 and it's scored at 4. Before we do that, let's go ahead and put on the inside of this card. Yep, there we go. So this would be 2 7/8 by, whoops, I want to tell you the right thing. I'm pretty sure it's 2 7/8, yes, by 3 and, what is this? I can't read my own ruler. 3 and, it looks like 3 3/4. See if this is right. Yeah, that's 2 7/8. Is it? Sorry, I can't see this. Yes, 2 7/8. Check that one more time. By 3 7/8. 2 7/8 by 3 7/8. Let's stamp God is Love on the inside of this because let's do Petunia Pop. On this card, we're using Petunia Pop and God's Love. Let me get that close to me. Sorry, I might be getting my head in the camera. This is definitely a card of encouragement. If you are a Christian, then you would have probably many occasions when you're trying to send encouragement to someone who's also a Christian. And this is perfect for that. Since it has the cross on the front, and which is a symbol of God's sacrifice and his love for us. Now we're going to do, let's do the front of the card. Yeah, let's do the front of this before we start putting this all together. So let's go ahead. I'm going to get out my piercing mat. And if you're a Christian, you're getting ready to celebrate Easter soon, which is, you know, the whole meaning of Easter is that Jesus rose from the dead, and in that gave us eternal life if we believe in him, and that his death paid for our sins. That's the essence of Christianity. So we are getting ready to celebrate Easter, which is as joyful, if not more joyful, a holiday as, what am I doing here? As Christmas. All right, so let's get this. This is the background of this. I got confused talking about the real meaning of Easter. When it's a big stamp like this, I ink it with upside down, just so I can tell it's getting inked really well. And then I'm going to put this kind of towards the front, and I'm kind of trying to see that it's straight on my paper. Hopefully it is. I think this is such a pretty stamp with the cross surrounded by the palm fronds. All right, let's go ahead. Oops, I need that one. Put this together. Let your faith be bigger than your fears. This is something anyone would love to get, I think. Let's go ahead and straighten this up at the bottom. So I think I said this is Petunia Pop ink and this is Shy Shamrock ink, but if I didn't, then There you go with that. Now, did I die cut the cross? No, I don't think I did. So we need to, let's set this aside. Well, we can go ahead and put it on our card. Wherever that went to. Here we go. Let's put it on the front of our card here. And this piece is the same as the inside piece. So I think we figured out that this is 1 7/8. Oh gosh, Joey, I can't remember. 1 7/8 by 3 7/8. It'll be in the PDF tutorial. So if you put in your $60 order this week, you'll get all these supplies plus a quarter of a pack of the In Color Designer Series paper and a detailed PDF tutorial. All right, I'm going to go ahead and put glue on this because this is the movable part of this card. And I don't want it to come undone. If you use Tombow, that's going to really, oops, that doesn't work very well. That's going to really secure your, secure whatever you're trying to hold together so that it stays perfect for the person that you're sending it to. All right, let's get rid of that. Now, let's go ahead and put this card down. So now what I'm going to do is just center this in my open card like so. Hopefully that's showing on the screen. Centered. Trying to look at both sides and the top and the bottom to make sure it's straight. Because it's glue, we're not going to be able to move it. Let's see if it is. I think it's just a tiny bit crooked. That's the grace you get with Tombow. You can move it. I think that's pretty straight. We're gonna, well, I think it needs to go up just a touch. Just a touch. Just a touch. Just a smidge. There we go. Okay, that's good. Let's go ahead and cut out our sparkly cross. So there's another die. Let me get this stuff organized. There's another die in this set. It's a cross. That is like a wood grain texture in it. We're going to cut that out of sparkly paper. You know, I did forget to look. Gosh, maybe I can do that at the end. If this sparkly paper is discontinued, because it's all the in colors that are continuing, but it is, let me cut this. I didn't check. I will check. Let's go ahead. I don't like to waste my sparkle paper, so I try to get it pretty close to the size I'm going to die cut. So there we go with that. And that's all we have. I have to die cut with this card. Move this stuff aside. And I don't mean to ignore your comments. I will take a break after this card and see what you're saying. I hope you're commenting. As I said, whether you're watching live or the replay, I love for you to let me know what you're thinking about. If you're enjoying what I'm making, if you've got another idea about what you would do instead of what I'm doing. I just feel like crafting is something that we do together. We can do it on our own, and I definitely do a lot of my own. But I really love crafting together. That's why I do live video, and I don't just do, you know, a video and then post it. Because I enjoy the interaction. You might think, well, you're not really interacting, and that's true, but I will. I'm going to look at the comments in just a minute. Thank you for being here. I am really grateful that you choose to spend your time with me. I know your time is valuable, and I respect that, and I just feel very blessed that you are here with me. Okay, so let's get that out. Now, it does cut really well, even though it's glimmer paper. Glimmer paper sometimes isn't the easiest to cut out and with a detail like as detailed as this. But now this is going to go like this. Now if I, if I was a little bit smarter than I am, I probably would have done this with, well, maybe not smarter, but had more forethought. I actually did think about putting this on the adhesive back paper, and it would be easier and faster if I would have. But I'm doing this like I did the leaves on the first card. I'm just rolling up these glue dots so that they look, can you see that? So that they're kind of small. They're as tiny as I can get them. And I'll put these up here. I have really enjoyed this set. I'm really glad I saw it and purchased it. I think I'll be using it a lot for friends who need a little pick-me-up card. Okay, let's put one more. I lied, maybe two more. Let's get one over here. And one at the top. If you don't use mini glue dots, I think you're missing out because they hold really well. And they just give you so many options. Okay, so now let's go ahead and stick down our card here. Then we're going to punch out a flower for this. Isn't that pretty? Doesn't that turn out pretty? Oh, I don't know. You can't really see the sparkle, but it's very shimmery. Okay, let's make a flower. So this is also on sale, and I forgot to look up the price. It's called the Petal Park Builder Punch, and it is discontinuing, which I'm really bummed about because I love a flower punch that does everything that this one does. Let's go ahead and do some punching out. And because it also punches out, lost my light there, punches out leaves too. So I'm going to go ahead and punch out these 3 flowers like so. I'm also going to do the same. Uh-oh. Did I miss part of that? Oh, no, it's okay. I thought for a minute that maybe I chopped off part of it. Now I'm also going to put this, I'm going to put that back, and then I'm going to punch out of petunia pop paper so that we have a little more variation in our flower. So there's that guy. Then I'm going to grab a little piece of this sparkle. This is Shy Shamrock. It's in that same set of DSP that, or specialty paper that has all of the 24, 26 in colors, all the colors. I have used that sparkle paper. Oops, where is my arm? I flipped over here. I've used this sparkle paper so much because if you know me, I'm all about the bling and the sparkle. I rarely make a card without the bling and the sparkle on it, unless it's a masculine card. Then I don't always put sparkle on it. Sometimes I do even. Okay, we don't want that one. So if you take your take your pick tool, and this end, the putty end, and then, am I in the film? Push this down and circle it. It kind of bends up your flower leaf, so it gives a little bit more dimension. So we want that on the bottom. We're going to take our middle one. It's going to be the cardstock. Same thing. I love what that does, and it's so easy. Hopefully, you'll try some of these ideas I'm sharing with you today. Let me know what you'll try. I'd love to know. Okay, so we're going to set these aside. We do not want to lose these because we can make a whole nother flower like that. But let's get these leaves out here. We'll put this all together. I'm going to put that away. And I'm going to use mini glue dots for this. Let's go ahead and put one there. Oh my gosh, a spider just ran across my desk. You can't see it because it's, oh my goodness. I'm not a big fan of spiders. Okay, so let's, and it was a ugh, the normal. I'm just going to keep moving on here. You could do this with dimensionals. I'm going to go ahead and do it just with mini glue dots because we're going to pop up the whole thing. So there's our flower, so pretty and sparkly. Now my leaves, I'm just going to, let's see, I think they go like that. Doesn't really matter. It's going to be cute any way I do it. So I'm just going to put a little glue dot on one of the leaves, and then I'm going to put those kind of together. Then I'm going to grab another mini glue dot and put it on the glittery part, that aside, and then we'll do our little leaves. Just kind of, doesn't really matter how these go, just I'm gonna put them together like so. Okay, where's our card? Let's get this. Oh, that's the one that's done. That's the one we're working on. Let's go ahead and put this. I think this turned out so pretty. This, I was kind of at a loss for my last card. This was the last one I made with this bundle, and I don't know how. I knew I wanted to do this fun fold. Let me go ahead and get this guy in here. And then let's get some gems to put on this. But other than that, because I did think this shape would fit the cross really well. Oops. Oh my goodness. Sometimes tools, you know, they are good and sometimes they're a pain. Let's put a green dot on the middle of our flower. Oh, let's put a bigger one so it shows. And I will send you the gems and the ribbon, not the whole pack of the gems or a whole bolt of the ribbon, but I will send you gems and ribbon in your kit to make your cards so that you have everything you need. We need purple here. I think purple is at the bottom. So let me grab some gems. These are one of my favorite embellishments. I was really surprised they're not carrying over, but they are not carrying over. So that's kind of a bummer. And there's our finished card. Let your faith be bigger than your fears. I love that. Alrighty, so there's our 2 cards. And again, I am trying to just showcase retiring products so that you do not miss out on them, and then you have them on your list and you go to buy them and they are already sold out. So this stamp set is not discontinued, but the DSP is being continued and this punch is being discontinued. Ugh, just really bummed about that, but there'll be something new and cute and fun that we'll get. Okay, this last card is just going to show off one of the dies in that Memorable Bloom set, plus the Faith collection. I don't know why I can't think of this. Faith collection. Why is that hard to remember? I don't know. But this is going to be a clean and simple and easy card. So let's go ahead and fold our cardstock. This is a regular 5.5 by 8.5 piece of white thick. Looks like I did not line this up very well, scoring it. And scored at 4 1/4. Yep. Okay, so now I did the same thing that I did on that first card. I cut the DSP to cover the whole front of the card. So this is, again, the Pretty in Pink out of that same paper pack. And let's go ahead and just put some adhesive on here. We'll cover the front of our card. I'm going to run the die through the die cutting machine on just a white, basic white paper. So let me go ahead and do that. Let's grab this die. So I want this one. And again, I'll be getting in the picture pretty close. So if it goes blurry, it'll come back and it'll be okay. This is supposed to be 3 1/4 by 5. Let's see if it is. Yes, it is. Now I'm going to center this with even margins on the top and the sides. So not quite 1/2 inch, probably close to it. Trying to get this centered like so. There we go. I'm going to run this through. Now this is not going to cut the outside out. It's just going to cut the inside out. So that's one of the beauties of these dies. As I said, I'm really bummed that these are not continuing. But we do have lots of beautiful new things coming. But I was kind of surprised with these, because they've been pretty popular. Okay, so there's that. Let's go ahead and just move this stuff out of the way. I don't think we have to die cut anymore, so let's just get rid of this mess. And I will come back to your comments and questions, I promise. And I hope you are commenting. If you're liking the projects, I hope you're clicking the like button or the thumbs up or the hearts. I really appreciate it when you do that. Okay, so there we've got this. Let's go ahead and put it on just this piece of VSP. So I did think this was just a sweet and pretty card. I am going to bump this up with dimensionals. So let's go ahead and do this. Next week I will be live on Wednesday like normal, Lord willing. It's very unusual for me to not show up when I'm supposed to show up. I don't like to let people down, so I try very hard to do what I say I'm gonna do. So I plan to be live on next Wednesday with some more crafty fun. I don't know what we're making yet. We might make this little Easter bag I'm going to show you in a moment that I made with another set that might have gotten by your radar that has some beautiful Easter greetings in it. Let's take this. Okay, now let's go ahead and, oops, didn't get all these little things poked out. Most of them dropped right out, which is what you want. And I know you can't see it, but there is a little embossing on this die. These flower centers have little indentations like the center of a flower. And I'm just going to center this as well as I can. There we go. I think that's pretty just by itself. And I'm going to wrap some ribbon around it. Let me grab my ribbon. And now let's see if Joey can tie a bow again on. I always have to think, how do I want my ribbon to come across the front? And I can't even tell you how, other than I need the end that isn't attached to the bolt to be in my right hand. So if you're right-handed, this might be helpful for you. And I would think if you're left-handed, then just the opposite is true. I'm going to put this kind of at it, what do I want to say, like, the ribbon is going horizontal, no, vertical, so then I want, when I pull the ribbon out to tie the bow, I want the ribbon to go then horizontal. Whoops, whoops, whoops. I don't know why I can't talk and tie a bow. I have to tie the bow. There we go, kind of. Well, hopefully it's going to be okay. Yeah, I think it's okay. It's good enough. You get the idea. It's a little looser than I would like it to be, but we're going to call that good. Okay, let's trim it up. I hope you're not having a gloomy day today. I don't know what it's doing around the United States today, or even if you're watching from UK or Australia or someplace else. Hopefully you're having a sunny day wherever you are. Okay, this is the die I was telling you about. This also from that, let's see what else we've got here. Yeah, so it's from the Countryside Corners dies. I've used these dies so much, as I said already. We're going to just put Thinking of You on this one. This is Mellow Mambo cardstock. We're going to use Night of Navy again. Two colors I really like for spring are Night of Navy and pink. Navy and pink. Or lemon lime and pink. No, lemon lime and Night of Navy. Had to look at what I was doing so I didn't mess it up. Thinking of you. As I said, this stamp set is so perfect for all kinds of encouragement cards. Letting people know you're thinking about them, that you care about them. And this is just going to be a very simple, since my bow is a little wonky, I don't know if this is going to work like one or two here. Let's try and make this bow go like this. So it's more perpendicular. Does that make sense? It's a little more perpendicular, so our greeting, it's not going to be covered up. Let me grab this again, pull. Yeah, I think that's going to work better because we're going to stick, there we go, that's better. Stick that in like that. Sometimes you have to kind of mess with your bows a little bit. Let me grab the dimensionals a little bit. Or if you don't want to tie bows, don't tie them. This card is perfectly beautiful without ribbon on it. Or tie one separately without wrapping it around and then just stick it on with mini glue dots. Okay. So I hope you've gotten some ideas today about things you might try with either these products or products that you already own. Let's stick this in here like this. Very simple. Let's grab our gems. And let's use these pretty pink ones again. I want them to show, so I'm going to put them on the white. Otherwise, I think they'll get lost in... Oh, that's purple. Whoops. Well, I don't think we want purple on this card, so let's... I don't usually push my gems down very much until I'm done. Okay. I was thinking maybe we needed more gems, so we'll call that good. All right, my friends. So here we have all our cards that we've made today. Which one is your favorite? I would love to know. So you might need to use the greeting to say which is your favorite today. So, but this is the order we did them in. Or you could put 1, 2, or 3, or 4. So this is 1. This is 2. This is 3. And this is 4. All right, so remember that your order needs to come in by Sunday night to get these kits and the free designer series paper. And use the host code that's up on the screen. And now I'm going to pull up your comments. Going to try to see if it'll let me pull them up. Here we go. Oh, Kathy. Hi, Kathy. You're here. Cynthia, I love the pink and white card, simple but elegant. You know, I was trying to add more to this card, Cynthia. I kind of was all over the place, and then I decided, no, sometimes it's better to just be simple and easy. Hi, Pam, you like the, it's hard to pick, all are pretty. Hi, Julie, thank you. I'm so glad you enjoyed them. I'm enjoying this. Crafting together is a lot more fun than doing it alone. So that's what Cynthia said. I agree. Hi, Gloria. Oh, thank you. I'm so glad you like the cards. Oh, Julie said that she thinks the distressed tile is sold out, which is very possible. I think I looked at that yesterday, maybe. I did not look at that this morning, so I'm sorry if you didn't get it. So, looks like Julie's answering some questions about... The new catalog goes live the 1st of... I think it's May 5th or 4th. It's not the very, very beginning, I don't think. I should know this, shouldn't I? Thank you, Kathy. Hi, Mary. Thank you. I'm glad you like my cards. That's so nice of you to say. Hi, Cheryl. And Kathy Vaverka is watching. Hi, Kathy. Oh, and Pam, she's so sweet. She always checks to see if I'm on both YouTube and Facebook because she knows I'm still learning the technology. Hi, Martha. She likes number 4 too. I'm so glad I didn't try to dredge that up. I was really tempted. I thought, oh, it needs something more. But then I thought, no, I think it's okay. You know, I usually add and add and add. Donna, you like the 3rd one. This one, I really like this too. I like the sentiments on it, especially but you know, it has a little sparkle on it, so that's always good. The big screen makes my house work. Oh, so Kathy, you must have said you're watching on the big screen so you can continue with your tasks. And you love the pink and white one too. You guys are really liking this. Is, I think, the winner today, the most favorite. So I'm so glad I didn't. As I said, I was so tempted to change it, and I didn't. So can you see everything there? All right. Thank you. And again, I would love for you to share this video for me if you could, please. If you enjoyed it and you think maybe you have friends that have enjoyed it, I'm going to get myself back up here. So I'm so happy you were with me today, whether watching live or you're watching replay later. I appreciate your time, your friendship, and your support. So thanks, everybody. I hope to see you on the next video. Bye-bye.